All right. I think we are live here. So thank you for joining me. My name is Adam Palmer, and we are going to be talking about some crazy Upwork news. This is just like in the last 24 hours. I don't know if you've been following the stock at all, but it's just had a crazy after hours improvement of over 26%. Like, it's just crazy. They had an excellent earnings call last night with the great Hayden Brown here, who just really smashed it out of the park. I mean, if you've been following this company a while, like, it's just something we've all been craving. Is just some excitement from these earnings calls, because they've been not that awesome for a while. Let me share my screen here. So let's just check out this stock right now, because last night I almost lost it, because I've never seen it increase that rapidly. Oh my god. There we go. So after hours, yeah, look at this. It's 30% now. Just incredible. So hats off to Hayden, because it's just really been incredible to see. And if you look at the last 5 years, it's been pitiful. It's been the worst performing stock in my portfolio by far. So this is just really, really super amazing. I mean, watching this roll through last night after just an exciting call has been great, and that's all because of really something amazing that they launched that I've done a couple videos on, and it's really resonating well. And that's can you see it? It's the marketplace, the product catalog, Upwork product catalog, because it's just an amazing feature that they added on just really quickly, and it's been cool. So we're going to talk about that too. It's wild here. So stay with me, and we'll get to it. All right, so like I was saying, last night the earnings report was just freaking awesome, and what they went over was exactly what the investors have been craving, what the companies needed, I think, for real sustained growth, because everybody's been seeing what's been going on with Fiverr, the amazing growth that they've seen as far as their stock price over the last year. It's just been incredible. Let me just compare that. But, it's over the last year. Just show my screen right here. It's just been pretty resilient, especially after, COVID came into play. It's just really gone crazy. And, meanwhile, it's been the opposite for the last several years. It's just been terrible. And I've been a huge proponent of this company. Obviously, I've been investing since day one of the IPO. I believe in the company even with the last CEO. And if you don't know that story, it's they switched up in January or early last year, and it just didn't help anything. And so I think investors were just like, what is going on with this company? And now we know. There's a lot of things being worked on. I think Hayden is just been a really awesome leader in rolling out a lot of these different initiatives. And I think that we're finally starting to see this. And this isn't even including the after hours here, which is saying it's at 26.30 right now, which is just that is a freaking huge gain in one day. And so let's talk about the the product catalog here, because it's pretty amazing. Because the thing is with Upwork, they've been focusing on the enterprise build. Like that's what everybody kind of knew about. That's what investors were being told last quarter. Like that was like a main emphasis that they were going to get into. That they were going to put the sales team into these bigger companies with thousands of jobs. And again, I thought that was an awesome move, because what Upwork has that a lot of these other platforms don't have is the ability to really nestle into any organization, because they have such an amazing marketplace platform that can absorb all these typical business hiring moves. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of barriers to this, and so they've been really telling us that this is the move, and they actually invited me into the expert vetted. Like they gave me that badge, and that means I can work with these enterprise folks, and that's really been exciting to go into. And so I was really focused on, okay, now I'm going to work with these bigger companies. I know Stanford reached out, and a couple other big companies like that are not that typical, because they've always had the small medium business locked down, that whole area, because that's their typical people. People with like 2 to 15 employees that want to also bring in some product or project based work, and not necessarily bring on someone full time. So it's really been an amazing platform for them, and their whole take on that piece of it was our marketplace, or our platform's good, they're going to use it, we don't need to really like emphasize on that build, and I was fine with that too. And as far as freelancers, again, for as far as I was concerned, hourly projects were my goal, because I've seen scope creep in the past. I've seen how these project-based gigs can turn into hell, because nobody knows what they want originally, then they want to change it, then they talk to their cousin who does this, and then they want to start doing a complete other set of stuff that they didn't even hire you for, and then they get bitter when you don't want to do it, and then there's like new contracts, and then there's this, and then there's that. It's just horrible. So I've always been under the the team of just take it hourly, and if they want you to do things, awesome, be excited for changes, like adapt, and that whole thing. So I still feel that way. I still feel like that should be the central driving kind of income stream from this platform. But as you also know, and if you've seen some of my other videos, I've been itching to get like these different productized offerings off, and I was looking to Fiverr to do that, because they make it pretty easy to buy and sell prepackaged gigs. And so I was spending a lot of money on that marketplace to buy these prepackaged gigs. And I was kind of suffering through a platform that I didn't really even like, but I did like the fact that I could just find these people by browsing their product offerings, and it was fun to use and could buy. So cool. And then, fast forward, I've been doing that for half a decade, right? Probably more, probably close to 10 years. And then as far as the use of Fiverr in terms of like putting my own products on there, that was something that I was starting to get into. I actually made a video of like me doing these different marketing strategies that I was offering in like a lump sum for anyone to like buy, and it was cool because it was like basically automated. I was giving access to Trello board, and they would get different documents, different templates, this, that. It was all, it's like a book. So it's like you put the work in early, and then you could sell it over and over again. And that's why I love is the kind of information products in general, because you don't need to inventory them. You could sell them in different platforms, different times of the day, while you sleep, this whole thing, instead of just straight up selling time for money, which, is what you do with hourly, but it's great because, if you are working, you're getting paid. So there's a trade-off, right? Now, having, I think, this product catalog now incorporated into this existing environment where the marketplace is so dope, and I think that Upwork's platform in general is just so much superior to Fiverr's. It's incredible. And when we look at, let's just pull it up here. Just access it really quickly. If we look into post the product catalog here. So if we go to my project dashboard, so you see it's just really easy to do. It's just like the Fiverr, and now you can have these. So a lot of them are in drafts, but it's pretty incredible that you could add in these services now, and it's just it's easier to buy and put your gig on Fiverr than like on these services. So it's just been incredible because I've already purchased I think 6 gigs from people. I'm getting in the process of launching these different drafts. I have So I have, if you could see here, basically all of the different services. Focus here. So I got the Power Hour, the Webinar Workshop, WordPress Help, Funnel Style Website Build, Sales Copy Critique, Infusionsoft Lesson, Active Campaign, and Conversion Help. So these are things that, yes, some are like almost like a bundled time, product, but others are just stuff that I can really just make one time and then send. And as I, kind of collect data and see, what the expectations are and what they need, these products will actually get better, and thus, they'll get more expensive, which is cool. So, as we're, adding templates or adding more, maybe copy samples and stuff like that, it's just gonna, really kind of accumulate, and I'm gonna refine this more. I have, someone helping me with building better thumbnails and, better copywriting within the, the product itself. If we look, so you can get, pretty detailed in here, and this one's not done, obviously. So actually, let's just look at the proof. All right, so you'll get a workshop webinar blueprint. Oh, here it is, description. I'm saying how easy it is. It's easy. I'm just dumb right now. So you just go here, project summary. You could put in 1,200 words. Project steps. This is what I'm like an example of what I'm saying. Like this is going to definitely alter as I see what people need, because I'm really kind of going in there blind right now. Will this work with Active Campaign? So I think this is a big piece that I'm seeing, like the frequently asked questions. I think that's really cool because clients always have questions. So if you can kind of think forward and see like, oh, okay, they're gonna ask this, they're gonna want this. So just think about that. I think that was a good idea. Obviously, having good thumbnails is going to be probably by and large one of the most important things. I'm not incredibly happy with the ones that I have right now. I'm going to try a bunch of different variations, pricing. So this is basically going to change, but I wanted to sync the standard up to a typical like normal hour chunk for me. So that was like standard, and then I can go high. Not as many people will probably buy this, and then this would be like something completely automated where I really didn't have anything to do with it. So so essentially this would probably require about an hour's worth of time, and then this would require no time, and then this, I assume, would probably be more custom based if they're looking for something this, this big. So I don't know where this is going to go. I mean, I may even just add a 0 here, because I mean, to be honest, this is the amount of some of these funnel builds. So I don't know, when we're talking funnel development, like these things can get like super duper big. So it's going to look a little ridiculous. Did that even save? So here's another, wow. So here's the thing, guys. Fiverr is just not like gig. Like, I don't even think you could put that amount in to, I don't know about maybe the business account ones, but I think it stops at like $900. So it's pretty incredible that I'm just like looking at like, oh wow, you can make a $15,000 like put that in escrow really quickly. Like, that's pretty amazing. Now, I don't necessarily think that's a good idea, because I mean, that's a big project if you're taking that on like that, like just the prepackaged thing. But maybe I just don't have enough information for me to be comfortable selling like a $15,000 product like right off the bat, because you may need to be beholden to something that you may not want, because that's a big leash, So that can get serious. You want to make sure that that's a good client to take on before. But maybe, I could be completely wrong. Maybe I make these things so valuable that at some point, like that's pretty normal. I mean, different information products can really be sold for tons and tons. But yeah, more realistically, I'm hoping to just sell something automated more than anything, because I think the last thing that I even have right now is free time. I'd rather be making YouTube videos, to be honest. I'm kidding, but not really. But it's like you can only scale your own time so much. I think that's the biggest thing here. So you want to be realistic with yourself and how many clients you can take. Now, the other approach is to have these blocks, and then with what a lot of people do is have a team that can support some of these things, and they can just this product, we'll put this in escrow, and then we'll set up a whole shop for people to go in and do the design, do the copy, do this, do that, and you get this whole kind of pre-packaged team, which just thinking out loud right now could be a good move, because you can basically assign that right out. So that is. I'm curious. I didn't even know it went up that high. So we're all learning something during this feed. But yeah, I think this is going to turn into something really crazy. And going back to my Hayden Brown board right here, and why we love Hayden Brown is because she now is in control of the enterprise by and large. This platform is dominating there. I mean, I don't even know anything that comes anywhere close. And like Citrix is now using them. There's like these little widgets that they can just put into their own systems that tap into, what she calls this virtual talent bench, which I think is just an awesome term that she's coining and she's using over and over again, which I think is brilliant. And she's right. And you can just add on these virtual talent benches from any type of internal system, which is just incredible, guys. Like, it's gonna hire so many freelancers all around the world. It's amazing. So, back to what I was saying earlier, they had the enterprise locked up. They've had the small medium business locked up for some time. I've been a freelancer, and a buyer in this sector for a while. And they did have the small stuff available for the solopreneurs and things like that, but it wasn't the Fiverr, right? Like, the solopreneur wants to go on. I want a new logo. I want some copy. I want an article. I want very small, bite-sized things. Maybe I want blueprints. Maybe I want voiceover. Maybe I want a video edit. Like, something that's not really like a big deal, because the fact is you can't even really talk to these people. They don't like. You don't even know if they're really them. You're just wanting this thing, this item, and there's zero relationship built at all on Fiverr. Like, I don't even know what these people look like. Like, my name is an avatar. It's not a relationship. So, it really catered to this sector only, the solopreneurs, Fiverr, or that's where solopreneurs could go to get these types of resources very easily. Yeah, they could post an Upwork gig, and I'm sure a lot of people did, and you get the VAs, you get the designers, like, you can do that, but it's just probably has been easier to do on Fiverr. And for them to now go high and low and get the enterprise, but also the solopreneur, and get these different gigs like in mass, it's just going to be epic, and it's going to be exciting to see. Going back to the stock right here, I mean, it's going to be just a wild day. We're down to 28% again. I mean, and this is going to attract so many people that didn't even know about it beforehand, and had so many like kind of issues with it, and would compare it to Fiverr, or see that it's a dying stock. It's not going up. It looks dead. Like, there's really not a lot of buts anymore, other than like on a macro level. Like, will we have a United States in a week or two? So I think we have like bigger macro concerns, but as far as a company goes, man, I've already put all my chips into it. I'm trying to put even more chips into it that I can make on the system. So yeah, I have a lot of eggs in one basket, but I just also see the writing on the wall. I've supported them. This is a big move for me. So I think my friends are tired of hearing me talk about this company, this stock, I have a whole freaking blog devoted to Upwork. It's pretty crazy. I'm definitely that crazy fanboy, but it's cool. It's really great to see this validation for something that you've really believed in for some time. Like, I just don't think we're gonna ever be in a time again where we're gonna want to go into a normal office building, where we're gonna want to pollute and commute and do all this stuff that is just completely superfluous when you think about it. We're gonna have different company cultures, and they're going to exist in different formats, but it's going to be, at this point, I'd say it's going to be decades before it's all the way normal to a company culture scene, and that, I think, is going to drastically change or how we're going to perceive like what that looks like. I don't think it's going to be cubicles and all in people's faces anymore. Like, I think people are going to be rightfully petrified of being in groups, like facing each other and being normal. I think there will be some settings where it makes sense, and there's going to be some cool architecture that comes in, because you're going to have these more desired open spaces. And so it's all about making people feel comfortable, because if they're not, like, you're just not going to attract talent, because the talent's going to go to a place where they feel comfortable. And right now, the best thing is right here in your own home. It's just, we're at a point now where technology has allowed us to do mostly anything that we were doing if it required computers, right? Like, obviously there's laborious tasks that are not capable of being replaced by computers and robots yet, but the thing is, most of the work that we were doing in 2019 was stuff that we could probably be doing from home. The meetings, the work, like, everybody's got a capable computer, phones, internet options, obviously so many different meeting options, and most importantly, work options. And that's where we're here right now. I mean, this is a crazy time, and like I said, the validation is incredible, because I've been sounding like a crazy person saying, like, we're all gonna work from home, and we're here. It's going to be the normal thing, and going to the office is going to be the abnormal thing, and that's just the reality of it, and because things are going to gravitate that way. So that's I think we covered most of this here. I'm biting my nails to see what's going on with the world and what's going on with this stock today, because I think we're we're in exciting times, and if this follows in the same footsteps as Fiverr, which I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, this should generate epic freaking revenue for this company. So yeah, it's going to be a wild week, and if you aren't yet on the system, get on there and try and upskill yourself, and get gigs, get work. Don't wait for the government to help you out in these things, because man, they're leaving a lot of people like out to dry. People are losing their businesses. I had restaurants in my 20s. Like I remember how difficult it was under normal circumstances to run a business like that, and to have this happen is just the nail in the coffin. Not even a nail, but like cement with weights and like big spikes of molten freaking steel sealing it. I mean, like, this is irrecoverable, irreparable damage. Excuse me, fly. That I'm just my heart breaks for them, and it sucks. I've lost restaurant. I lost one. I had to sell the other, and it's pretty heartbreaking. And that's just my myopic view of like retail businesses. But there's so many retail businesses that won't ever really recover. I mean, think about it. If you wipe out the entire restaurant scene of areas, and people aren't walking, people aren't coming into office space, like aren't shopping. I mean, I just don't see how things are going to get back to normal. So if you were a person like relying on a retail job and hourly work like that, I would say please like look at some of the stuff that's selling on there. Look at what some of the stuff that I'm doing, some of these platforms. If you can learn some of this stuff, I guarantee you can find a company that will pay you to help them through this stuff. I get these calls every day, like honestly, and the work's out there, and it's just going to be more and more prevalent. And like I was saying earlier with upskilling, and I can't emphasize this enough, that one thing really leads to the other in terms of the skills that you can like apply online and help these businesses with. I started with I started with Photoshop back in the day, and that helped me really like get a design eye and understand like how to make things look good on a screen. And that led to other things. I learned how to write, even though I probably sound uneducated. I can typically write as good as I speak. So, but no, I'm saying, like, anybody can just kind of acquire these skills, and then you learn different platforms. Like I was saying, like even WordPress. Like, learning WordPress changed my life, to be able to like publish actual web pages and not have to like ask someone to do it and wait and have to pay money and like all this stuff. I could just do it myself. I could just stay up and do this. So these skills can pay the bills. Like and I always say, like, you can earn and you can learn to earn. Like when you get hired, like they're gonna ask you to do stuff that you don't really know right off the bat. And the more you do that kind of work, the more it's going to lead into different things that you start to learn and acquire and to get that experience with. So watch some of my other stuff. I mean, I don't need to ramble on here on this video just how incredible working online can be. But there's work to be had, and if you need help with that, please reach out, send me a comment. It's abundant out there, and it's just, I think after news like today, after like really letting everybody know about the product catalog, I think that we're going to see a lot more businesses enter the realm, and that's going to lead to more virtual talent being used and more freelancers, and it's just incredible to see. So again, big round of applause for Hayden and the corporate team here. They knocked it out of the park. I'm excited for them. I'm sure everybody's really happy today. So yeah, awesome times. Thank you, everybody. If you guys have any other questions, like I said, just send me a comment. It's not like a lot of people watch this anyway, so I'm sure I won't get too many. But yeah, If you have them, send them. I'm in. All right. See you guys. Bye bye.